Good after, Good afternoon, all beautiful children, beloved of Jesus Christ. I hope you're all having a lovely day today. It's really nice and sunny out in the UK. Anyway, for tonight's story, I'm going to read you about Trexie, the singing turtle. And here's the story. Sadie, who loved the ocean, ran happily to the beach every morning, skipping happily with her crowns in one hand and paper in the other hand. She was particularly happy to be staying with her dad, Gabby, for the whole week, and her big brother. She was very happy because her dad was her very best friend in the whole world, and she had a wonderful dad who was very kind and loving towards her, as so was her brother. She did miss her mum and stepdad because Sadie was such a thoughtful teenager, but Gabby always spoke gently to her and took her out for nice walks. Sadie is Gabby's beautiful girl. Sadie drew a beautiful picture of sea turtles. Gabby said, smiling, "That is really good, my little princess. You are such a wonderful artist." Sadie smiled back, but before she could draw any more pictures, the heavens opened. Thunder and lightning hit the ocean. Gabby helped Sadie grab all of her wonderful masterpieces of art, and they ran soaking, dripping wet, back to Gabby's car. Meanwhile, Sadie looked across and saw turtles running towards the ocean. She screamed in such delight and excitement, pointing. "Look, Daddy!" Gabby replied, "What is it, sweetheart?" Sadie said, "Turtles! The baby turtles are hatching and running towards the ocean. Please can we get out of the car and take a look?" Gabby replied, "But sweetheart, it is raining." Sadie replied, "Oh, I don't care about getting wet." But before they could get out of the car to take a look, the wind blew the car away from the beach, and the wind took them back on the road home again. Sadie was upset that she did not get the chance to see the sea turtles. But Gabby took Sadie to the cinema that day to lift her spirits up again, and she promised to take her back the next day. In the meantime, the turtles made a dash for the ocean. But little Trexie, the turtle, was so afraid that she decided to stay in the safety of her underneath the sand. All of her brothers and sisters were chasing ahead of her, but Trexie was oblivious to that and just remained buried under the sand. The rushing winds into the ocean swept all of her brothers and sisters right into the ocean, where their mum met their mum out in the deep waters. A current in the sea caught Trexie's whole family, and they were swept away for miles and miles out. The next morning, Trexie woke up and her whole family had just disappeared. Tracey cried bitterly. "Hello! Where have you all gone? Where are all my brothers and sisters?" Chase the cat was a very affectionate and caring cat, and had decided to take a walk down to the ocean. He noticed Trexie pointing her head out of the sand, and then walking about in circles. Chase walked over to Trexie, saying, "That looks like fun. But you know you won't get far just walking about in circles all day long." Trexie replied, "I am looking for my brothers and sisters. They are nowhere to be seen. Do you know where they have gone to? Are you one of my brothers?" Chase jumped up to catch a bug and replied, "Well, I'm not sure if I'm your brother or not. We do look very different though. But if you want, you can call me your brother, and I will do my best to look after you." With that, Chase said, "Come on. I know that my human family will look after us. Follow me." With that, Chase led the way, and Trixie followed behind him on their way home. However, Sadie and Gabby arrived at the beach, and they got out of the car and spotted Chase straight away. Sadie was overjoyed to have seen him because he had wandered off for a few days. Gabby smiled at Stacy, saying, "I believe that God put it on our hearts to come here. We have found our beloved cat again. He loves the sun, just like us, but just not the water, 'cause he can't swim. And Chase, you have made a new friend, boy." Sadie looked at her dad, saying, "Please, Dad, please can we take the turtle home with us?" Gabby replied, "Sweetheart, it's lovely that you want to take such care of this sweet little turtle, but she belongs to the ocean with her family." Gabby and Sadie then walked across to where the turtles had hatched. They looked about but could not find any of the other turtles. Sadie looked sweetly at her dad, saying, "Look, all of her family has left her." Gabby took out of some of his binoculars to check if there could be seen any turtles, but there could not. Gabby looked to Sadie and said, "All right, but promise me you would take good care of her." Sadie excitedly gave her dad the biggest hug, saying, "Thank you so much. You're the best parent in the whole universe. And yes, I promise to take good care of her. And I'm going to name her Trixie." Gabby replied, "Trixie, I love it. That is a beautiful name." Sadie picked little Trexie up, and Chase followed them back to the car. Gabby drove them all back home. Sadie took very good care of them, but after the week had passed and Sadie went back to her mum, Trixie decided to walk back to the ocean because she missed it and felt an empty space without being there. Gabby and Trixie were very worried of the whereabouts of Trixie, but Gabby could not find her despite going to the beach every day to look for Trexie, and every day, without fail, Chase went over to the ocean to protect and watch over his little sister and best friend. Chase even slept by her side at night. Gabby secretly knew that Chase had known where Trixie was because of him not being around the house much anymore. Gabby would ask Chase every day, "Have you seen Trexie?" But he would just look up at Gabby with those innocent looking eyes, even though he knew Trixie's secret hideout. One night the ocean glowed within its waters a deep sapphire blue, and coming far from the distance the most beautiful singing could be heard. Trixie, beguiled by the beautiful and mysterious light and singing, said to Chase, "Take me to the ocean side. I need to see what's making the sea glow so pretty, and who is singing." Chase replied, "Now you must be careful, because as your big brother, I am responsible for you." "Oh, please," demanded Trixie. Chase looked at her, shaking his head. "I must be out of my mind. But as a cat, I am curious." "Let's go and see what's going on," he replied. So they went to the side of the ocean in the distance. They saw the most beautiful sparkling tail diving into the water. The beautiful figure came closer. She was beautiful, with long blonde hair, seashells necklaces around her neck, and a beautiful sparkling tail with each precious gemstone. The beautiful mermaid said to Trixie very kindly, "Put one of my seashells around your neck, tie it with this seaweed, and you will be given the gift to be able to sing very beautifully. Not only that, but both humans and animals will be able to understand you." Chase and Trexie looked at each other, and Trexie accepted the mermaid's gift. Chase asked the mermaid, "Who were the two others that were singing the most beautiful voices?" But the mermaid replied, "That I would not know. My mum keeps many secrets and many tales of old hidden from us. But she did send me here with a gift I just gave you." With that she dived away again, giggling very sweetly, which was heard echoing over the ocean waves for a long time. Trexie looked at Chase. "That was a very beautiful but strange experience that we just had." Chase replied, "Tell me about it. But I think in time that you will be very grateful for that new beautiful voice. And to be honest, I want you to come home, please, Trixie. We love you." Trixie replied, "You're all very kind and I'm grateful for your kindness, but I feel that I'm part of something else, part of the ocean. I can't remember what I am anymore, but I have a feeling that one day I will, and I will swim across the sea of all the world." Both Trixie and Chase fell asleep under the glittering stars above. With each day that passed, Chase faithfully stayed by Trixie's side. He would listen to her every day singing. He would come down to the beach every day and listen to her singing with her beautiful singing voice. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, until it had been a whole year gone by with no sign of Trixie. By then, Trixie had started to grow. One morning, Sadie and Gabby went down to the beach for a swim in the sea, and Sadie heard singing and asked her dad, "Where is that singing coming from? It is so beautiful." Gabby replied, "I don't know, baby. Maybe it's just our imagination." After a swim, Sadie started painting some beautiful pictures of turtles and mermaids. Trixie, hiding from behind the rock, wondered to herself, "These creatures in the painting look just like me. But who and what are they, and what am I?" It was as if Chase could read Trixie's mind, and he spoke softly and affectionately to her. "Do you know that you are God's most beautiful creatures, and all of his creatures sing praise to him?" Trixie asked, "Who is God?" Chase replied, "Well, I overheard a conversation and a conversation between Sadie and Gabby, and apparently God is our creator." Trexie replied, That sounds very nice. Chase replied, God is very nice. He is perfect, better than any human or creature. But he wants you to come home to your family. Trixie did not answer for a little while, as she was so drawn into Sadie's painting, and suddenly found herself in the picture, surrounded by other turtles. She spoke to a turtle in the painting. I want to come home. But the other turtle replied, one day you will, but for now go home and chase. And he is your family. And then she fell out of the painting again. With that, Trixie looked at Chase, saying, yes, let's go home. They walked back out together into the open, where they could be seen by Gabby and Stacy. Trixie screamed, Sadie happily. I am so glad to see you. I have missed you so much. She cried with happy tears. Gabby also cried tears on behalf of Sadie, and they went home together again happily. Sadie and Gabby dug a big pond for Trixie to swim in. In their backyard, for months and months, Trixie had been used to swimming alongside the shallows of the sea, but now she was getting used to staying in her pond, as it was a very big pond that they digged out for her. Every day Gabby took Trixie and Chase for a ride in a boat, up and down the sparkling sunlight waters of the river. Over each and every weekend, Sadie joined them on their boat journeys. They would let Trixie jump off the boat and swim for a little way and back again along the river. Each and every time, the beautiful lights that shone and jumped off the waters would put Trixie into a temporary trance of a few seconds and make her dream of a family she never knew, but had desired to know. Trixie was too shy to ask, but one day a piece of riverweed came flying under her nose. She swam up to the riverweeds and took a huge breath and breathed it in. For some reason, the reed gave her the ability to be confident, because as a magical rainbow unicorn had sparkled rainbow dust on the river reeds, which gave her anything that she would smell. Anything that she would smell. It gave her confidence. After the boat ride, Trixie asked Trace again, "Who am I? And are you all really my real family?" Chase then explained everything to Trixie about her birth, and that she did indeed have brothers and sisters out there, but that he still could not tell her what creature she was. In time, Trixie just began to not think about it any longer, and she had adapted to her adopted family very nicely. She loved them with all her heart, and they in return loved her back with all their heart. Gabby and Sadie had also discovered Trixie's beautiful singing voice, but they decided to keep it a secret between themselves, so she would not attract unwanted attention. The family enjoyed listening to Trixie singing beautifully, with Sadie joining in to sing alongside her. If any neighbours asked who was singing so beautifully, Gabby would just say it was Sadie's singing. And Gabby was not lying, because Sadie indeed too had a beautiful singing voice. A very long time had passed, 5 years, and by this time both Sadie and Trixie had grown up into adulthood, and Chase had become an old man in cat years. and was slowing down. However, Sadie still wanted to go with her dad on a bright ride along the sparkling river that joined into the ocean. They went boating along the beautiful sunlit river, and from a distance could hear their most beautiful singing. Trixie, as usual, dived into the river. To Trixie's surprise, swimming up towards her was a creature that looked just like her. "Who are you, and what's your name?" asked Trexie. The turtle replied back with happy tears in its eyes. "My name is Trent. I am your twin brother. We hatched from the same egg." "Impossible," replied Trixie. "And you can't be my brother, because Chase, he is my brother." Trent gently replied, "I know this is hard for you to believe, and too much for you to take in, but all your life we had been singing out songs from the ocean to try and get your attention and locate you. But we were set out miles away from you. We all lost our sense of direction and did not know where to find you. I only found you because today a sweet mermaid pointed me in the right direction. It seemed that mermaids like our family because different mermaids has given us seashells to locate you, to be able to detect you, try and detect your voice. And I swam closer to you, because your voice was clearer, and I could locate your voice to know your whereabouts." Trexie noticed he was wearing a shell around his neck and also had a mark in his flipper like she did. "Brother, it's so wonderful to have found you, but what am I? All my life I have wondered." Trent replied, "My dear sister, you are you are the same as me, which is what you call a turtle. Join our family together. We will sing praises to God our Creator." Trixie sweetly sung praises together with Trent. Chase, who had been listening, fell off the edge of the boat. Chase cried, "Help, I can't swim. Quick, we got to help my brother Chase," cried Trixie. But Chase got swept down the river, and Gabby and Trexie followed after him. Chase got swept right out into the ocean, but then Trixie caught up with him, saying, "You saved my life as a baby turtle. Now I am saving yours." Trace climbed onto Tracy's back, who swam him back onto the boat. Trexie was just about to come aboard, but Chase gently replied, "You must go now. Be with your brother, who will take you home to be with you, your real family." Trexie replied, "But you, Sadie and Gabby, are my real family. You have brought me up all these years, and I love you all so much." Chase replied, "Yes, we are your real family. We love you too, and will never forget you. But we have been with you all these years, and you have always wondered who you really are. And now you know you need to pursue a relationship with your turtle family. You can always visit, you know, where we are, and we will always be there for you." With that, Trixie swam off shouting, "Love you, big brother." Chase replied back, "I love you too, little sister." Sadie looked at her dad with tears in her eyes. "I am gonna miss Trixie. I love her so much." But her dad replied, "I know you do, sweetheart, but now you have to let her go so she has a chance to get to know her turtle family." Sadie replied, "Yeah, I know, and we want her to be happy." Gabby replied, That's it, my little girl. You have matured into a beautiful young lady. They smiled at each other with tears in their eyes and sailed back to the river banks. In the distance they heard the most beautiful singing. She's where she belongs, said Gabby. Sadie replied, I am happy for her. A year had passed by, and Trixie bonded with her family, her total family immediately, and her mum and dad and her sisters and brothers. There was an instant love between them, and she knew how to live and act like a real turtle. The turtle family lived so happily together. Trixie now had 12 brothers and 12 sisters, and 2 families who loved and adored her. A year later, she had swam with her family all throughout the world seas, and now Trixie wanted to settle down because she now had found herself a very nice husband called Trevor. And Trixie decided to come back to the place where she first met Chase, Sadie, and Gabby to lay her eggs. They saw Trixie again and were so very happy. Trixie and Trevor took their children to travel the world after they hatched. But every year they decided to come back and swim in the sea together with Gabby and Sadie and pedal beside Chase. The end. And my thoughts for that story is that isn't it wonderful to have a family that loves and adores us, and we are adopted into God's family. So everybody that loves Jesus, we're all one big family of God, and we all belong to each other in one great big family. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it and you was blessed by that. God bless you all. Bye for now.